Hi guys, this video is going to be for my Sun, Moon, Rising Leos for the month of August, what you guys can expect to manifest, feel. So yeah, these are going to be intuitive messages and I'll update these transits as we get to them. So let's get to it. On August 2nd, Venus and Leo in your first house will be squaring Uranus in Taurus in your 10th house. So I believe that this has the potential to be some type of conflict when it comes to money. It would be something unexpected. It's either going to be good or bad. I personally I don't want to say bad, but I personally just have difficulty seeing how this could be positive as it's happening. I'm not saying it won't turn into something positive later on, but when I see Venus squaring Uranus in general, this is usually like an unexpected bill. It's usually connected to money. It's tension, it's friction. It's something you have to work towards, or put energy into, and it's not comfortable. And it's talking to you guys personally, like your first house, your body, as well as your 10th house. So it's either how you guys will come across to other people, maybe disruptive, like maybe if you get into an argument with somebody, you're no longer, looked at as like this sweet person, this nice person. And most people probably consider you this to be if you're a Sun, Moon, Rising Leo. So yeah, I just see this as, it could also be a conflict with somebody you guys are intimate with, somebody you guys are talking to, somebody you're in a relationship with, because Venus also talks about love. It's not just money. So there could be some type of argument. And I'm saying this because also Taurus rules the throat chakra. So, and since Mercury is currently in Virgo, this would leave us to be much more critical at this time, much more analytical of other people, over analyzing and really seeing other people's flaws. So you may be more vocal on this, and that may create some type of tension. But the collective is feeling this as well. So it may not just be you guys. It may be another person who does this to you. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add on to that. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. And I feel like it would connect with something involving the past. It wouldn't be something, I would be shocked if it was like something new. So for example, if it's a bill that comes in unexpectedly that maybe you thought you paid for but you actually didn't, I think this would be connected with this as well, because then we're talking about you guys paying money for something about the past. What else could this be about? I see this more as like a disharmony with people and speaking and thoughts and communicating with people you know. But like I said, for some of you, it's going to manifest where there's some type of argument at work, because Virgo also rules the 6th house traditionally, which is talking about work. So I would say, your thoughts, your communication pattern, the things you guys value at this time, like your mind would be fixated, I feel like, on things involving work and how you can maybe shine or be seen more, maybe increase your money, something like that. So yeah. What else? August 4th, Venus enters Virgo. So Venus is leaving your first house in Leo and is entering your second house, which talks about your money, which talks about your wallet, right? And again, the things you guys value. So I think your mind will very much be, for some of you, it's going to be literally your money, how you guys can manifest more of it. If there was some type of interruption in regards to something like being unexpected regarding your money, then this would be like your thoughts involving money, maybe getting a second job, maybe doing something to increase it, or being, you know, extremely judgmental as to whatever this thing was that happened, you know, 2 days before. And there's a lot of positive things with Virgo energy. I'm just talking about the negative right now based off of this following after a square, which is tension, friction, some type of karmic lesson. So I think you guys, like the positive side to it is coming up with some type of plan. So if it's not money, then again, I would say this is talking about your relationships. What are the things you guys actually value when it comes to relationships? Because Venus also talks about love, right? There's something here about communicating to people from the past, or communicating about something about the past and being detailed about it, okay? This could potentially happen on the internet. And yeah, I think definitely with Mars and Jupiter being in Gemini in your 11th house, there would be more conflict and friction either on the computer or with your group of friends, or if you guys are trying to do something at work. It's like social networking. You guys would be seeing like the ups and downs regarding random arguments with people, or just random I feel like negative energy. Like it's like 1 minute it could be positive, and then the next minute it's not positive. Unfortunately, you know, whatever Jupiter touches, it expands upon, and right now it's pretty much like in cahoots with Mars, and that can manifest either in a positive way or a negative way. It's either going to be expanding upon enemies, or not necessarily enemies, that could be a bit dramatic, but like it could be expanding upon arguments. And it would have to do with information that you guys maybe value, that goes against a belief system, because Jupiter traditionally belongs to that 9th house. And you guys technically right now are going through something regarding a belief system, because the North Node and Chiron are in your 9th house. So there's more of an emphasis here when it comes to accomplishing something, or achieving something, going after, or maybe like a disruption with a belief system, and it's like creating arguments, because Aries energy is ruled by Mars, and this talks about the god of war. It also talks about like fighting for justice. That's where Aries energy is usually misunderstood. And then there would be pain around this, because it's talking about with like pain around confidence regarding 9th house matters. So I think, yeah, since Jupiter is the traditional ruler of 9th house, you guys would potentially be having conflicts regarding something about the past, and trying to maybe expand your mind upon this, because the 9th house is a higher level of, I want to say, education, information, spirituality, religion, a belief system. It's pretty much like channeling the divine, like getting information from the divine, as well as literally traveling. So yeah, there could be conversations and money spent around traveling. And again, it's about something regarding people you know that are close to you, and people you guys are potentially in a relationship with. August 4th, Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo in your 2nd house. So things are slowing down when it comes to your thoughts, your communication pattern. There is a revisiting, again, of the past. I'm telling you, it's connected to the South Node right here. So what will you guys, how will this manifest for you guys? I think, again, you may be revisiting an idea you had when it comes to increasing your money, or how to make money. It's definitely going to be, you know, one way this manifests for some of you. And then another way this is going to manifest for some of you is a conversation going back to the past, or a thought about the past, and it connects to love, it connects to romance, or for some of you this would be business, partnerships, connecting with other people to increase your money. Since Mercury is going retrograde in Virgo, I remember this as being like not like a tragedy when it comes to a Mercury retrograde. I feel like people who are into astrology really get bent out of shape when Mercury goes retrograde, and you know, that's me too, like literally. I get bent out of shape too, but not when it enters Virgo, and this is because Mercury rules Virgo traditionally, so it's like not such a bad time because it's comfortable here, it's home. So excuse me, sorry. I think your mind will definitely be trying to heal something practical. I'm saying this because you guys have your 6th house in Capricorn, and traditionally this belongs to Virgo, right? And right now you guys have Ceres in retrograde there. Ceres is all about how you heal, like what would work best for you guys in order to like nurture yourselves and others, and it has something to do with being practical. So Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, is currently in your 8th house in Pisces. So something non-tangible becoming tangible, something within that you feel, and kind of going with the flow type of energy. Pisces, going with the flow. And this would be about, again, since Jupiter's the original ruler of Pisces, expanding upon this type of energy with people you guys know that are close to you. But it is giving the vibes of going back to the past. So revisiting a situation, a topic. I would say even potentially this could maybe slow you guys down when it comes to traveling to work, and maybe it affects your money. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it out loud. Like, maybe you'd have to take a different route to work because the roads are shut down. And then it's like you spend maybe, I don't know, an extra $2 in gas. Nothing crazy. But, and the reason I'm saying this is because your 2nd house is your wallet, your money. But yeah, you guys would definitely be revisiting the things you guys value in general, and potentially realizing that you guys have been too analytical, too critical, too judgmental, and there's more of like a going with the flow type of energy, going within. Okay, so August 4th, there's going to be a new moon in Leo, and this is happening in your 1st house. What do I think this is going to be about? What do I think this is going to manifest? You guys are going to feel very confident during this time, despite Mercury being in retrograde and Chiron being in retrograde. I think you guys will feel, I really do. I think you guys would feel happy, positive. I feel like you guys would feel free. So for those of you who haven't been feeling free, the reason I'm saying this is because the 5th house traditionally belongs to Leo, right? And you guys have this in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is all about freedom, being freedom oriented, not being restrained, not being held down. So I feel like this has to do with yourselves, because the sun is the ruler of Leo and it's in your 1st house. So there's something shining about you guys. And you may be expressing this on the internet or with your groups of friends. And this would be connected to this North Node because it's in the 9th house. What else do I want to say here? Anything else about that one? Something new, seeing something differently when it comes to yourselves. And it would connect with this Mercury retrograde because this is where your thoughts are. This is where your mind is right now. And Pallas Athena is in Scorpio in your 4th house. So I feel like this, like, there's something internally going on. Maybe you have these moments at home because this is in your 4th house. And there is this strategy. This is what Pallas Athena talks about, right? A strategy. And I just personally believe it always connects to wherever Mercury is currently going, because Mercury is all about your thoughts, your communication pattern. So I feel like the strategy would always connect back to that. So for some of you, like I said before, since Pluto rules Scorpio, this is connecting to your 7th house. There's something transformative happening with either business partnerships to increase your money flow, or it's you guys trying to become more powerful in the workplace, maybe trying to become a leader, a boss, something of that nature, and trying to, like I said, increase your money. You're definitely trying to strategize to feel better about yourself at this time. And then for those of you, it would be about a relationship. Something would be changing in front of people publicly as to how you guys appear. And this is because Pluto's in your 7th house in Aquarius. So again, the new moon would be connecting back to this, everything I just said. Maybe you guys are seeing yourselves as this, like, quote unquote new person, or you see something as being more tangible. Yeah. Okay. And then also, of course, I think you guys would be feeling more childlike, more, you know, wanting to go out, wanting to have fun, especially because your 5th house is in Sagittarius. I do believe that. And Jupiter being the ruler of Sagittarius, being in Gemini, it's like you guys want to have fun with people you know. I think it'll be emphasized more so when the new moon enters your 1st house in Leo, because the sun is shining here. So it's like there's a light on you guys. So August 7th, sun in Leo in your 1st house is sextiling Jupiter in Gemini in your 11th house. So these are two loud energies. We basically have the sun and Jupiter vibing. They're getting along. And what this has the potential to manifest, because it's a sextile. So sextiles require you guys doing something. You have to put in some type of work in order for this to manifest. Otherwise, it's literally just an energy that sits there. So with the sun and Leo in your 1st house, sextiling Jupiter and Gemini, for those of you who will be feeling confident, if that's how this manifests, like I was just saying, for those of you that will be feeling vibrant, it's like you would hit up your group of friends and you'd want to go out. Because there could be something happening with how you guys appear, whether it's at work or just your status or just how you guys feel about yourselves. And I feel like it would connect back to other people. So I think around August 7th, you guys would just want to go out because you're feeling really confident and really happy. So that same day, Mercury in Virgo in your 2nd house is conjunct Venus in Virgo. Yeah, 1000%. So that same day that I'm talking about, Mercury and Venus are basically going to be getting along. They're going to be talking to each other. So your mind, despite the fact it's in retrograde, it's like, yeah, your thoughts may be about something about the past, but there may have been success for something about the past. Or it's just like you're having these sweet, nice thoughts about the past. And I don't think you guys would be so critical. I think you guys would still be very happy, like I'm saying, because Mercury is in retrograde. So picture like, it's basically Virgo energy and Pisces energy. When Virgo energy is being too much, like trying to fix things, trying to be on top of things to help others, because that's truly the point of Virgo energy. They're really just trying to help. It's like once Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo, you guys would not be so nitpicky during this time. You guys would be encouraged by the universe, source, spirit, whatever you believe in, to go with the flow, see everybody as they are and not what you believe they should be. Understanding that you're not always going to see everybody and how they really feel, and that we are, humans, and we cover up things, and you would realize that, like, we project onto others our own thoughts, things of that nature. So despite the fact that Venus is debilitated in Virgo, it's like it wouldn't be in such a negative way. It would be almost like catching your own flaws and realizing that maybe you don't value those things as much as you thought you did. And then I think for some of you, it's like the same thing applies for money. Like, going back to an old idea, something that you've thought of, that maybe like you realize your worth now, you know, like you deserve this position, you deserve this, you deserve that, because you work hard, you do this and you do that. So August 9th, Juno enters Libra. So Juno, okay, so Juno was here, sorry. Juno was here in Virgo. So which is, Juno is soulmate energy. So this basically is talking about during this time, during this transit, what energy works best for your soul with where you're currently at in your soul's evolution. So since Juno is in Libra, this is talking about harmony, balance. So again, there is this energy that is talking about not being so, I know I keep saying it over and over, and I'm sorry, but like I feel like there's no other way to put it. It's like you're revisiting something about the past, and it's not so judgmental, so critical, so nitpicky. It's more like you see beauty in your people, whether it's your group of friends or just people close to you, cousins, siblings, aunts, uncles, because this is what the third house speaks about. Or for those of you where this is talking about a relationship, because this is connected to Venus, since Venus rules Libra, and Libra traditionally belongs in that 7th house. And right now you guys are like going through this transformative energy when it comes to your relationship with serious people, like not serious people, I'm sorry, serious relationships. There's something transforming here, whether it be business partnerships or committed relationships. So August, yeah, so here's the confidence. Here's the thing I was talking about before, because August 14th, Mars in Gemini is conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. So this one's a doozy, honestly, because it's like, you got to be careful. You're 1000% going to be feeling confident. Okay, so you're going to be feeling confident with your words, the things you say, especially more so on the internet and with your group of friends. Or if you guys are trying to put yourselves out there with social networking, it's like you would literally have the courage, the bravery? Am I saying that right? Yeah, the bravery. It sounds off. Anyway, whatever, sorry. You guys would be feeling brave at this time to take action and expand upon your words through the knowledge you guys have. And yeah, so I feel like I'm trying to get like more detailed story what this could be about, like what you guys are taking action on. Wait, before I go there, also another way this could manifest is, unfortunately, since they're going to be conjunct, like I said, it could be arguments with friends, and it could be about a belief system. That's definitely possible because Mars is the ruler of Aries, and Jupiter traditionally belongs in that 9th house. Or if it's not group of friends, it's like your 5th house energy, which talks about romance. So there's stamina, there's energy to accomplish something and to win at something. Taking the lead, okay? But it's like if you become too, like, it depends where you're at in your life, but if you take this the wrong way, like, you may be filled with like your ego, and you may be very aggressive with something you guys want to accomplish and win. And that can create enemies, or other people may act like this to you. They may want to accomplish something, they may want to win something, and they may be extremely aggressive about it and won't stop until they get it. So, yeah. Jupiter's. But honestly, I feel like for you guys, it's like you guys are trying to manifest something and make it external. There's something going on internally with you. There's something transformative. Something is changing. and you guys want to take action. That is what this is talking about here. Because traditionally, if Mars is in Aquarius, and the reason I'm even saying this is because you guys have Gemini in your 11th house. So with Mars transiting there. So there is something very similar to this energy in the sense that when Mars is in Aquarius, it's extremely eager to work. It is very competitive, like it doesn't stop. So I think you guys may be feeling that way, and it connects back to possibly your words because it's in Gemini. Gemini is all about words. It would definitely connect back with the things you guys value because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini as well. So there is something you're expanding upon, taking action, having courage, taking leadership, either with your money or the things you guys value, or conversating with groups of people about money or how to increase your money. And it's already a topic. It would be about a topic that you've already discussed. Like it's not something new. I think for some of you, this could be fights about beliefs, fights about religion, fights about knowledge, information. So it could either be arguments or it could actually just be conversations because people misunderstand Mars and Gemini energy all the time for wanting to like be a fighter, like wanting to fight. But really what this energy speaks of is having open conversations because they like to hear different opinions and they're open to debates, but like not bad type of debates, like literally debates where you're mutable because Gemini energy is a mutable sign. So you're open, you're chill about hearing other people's opinions. And it's like you'll keep asking questions shamelessly because you really want to know why. Why do you, think this? Why do you do that? Or how do you do this? How do you do that? Because Gemini energy is very curious. So, and I think you guys would be having fun with this too, because these two signs, they're fun, they're energetic. Again, think of Aries and Sagittarius energy. It's a good time. So yeah, August 14th, that same day, Mercury retrograde. Wait, what? Mercury goes back into Leo? Really? Okay. Yeah, duh. Sorry. Okay, ignore me. So Mercury goes into your first house in retrograde. So what are you guys revisiting and what are you guys taking action on? Again, Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. You guys have Mars and Jupiter here. There's something about yourselves, your ego, feeling confident and revisiting an old idea about something you guys want to take action on. And it's either going to connect with your 9th house or your 5th house, or potentially both. It's like because Chiron's in retrograde and in Aries, it's like you guys are trying to get out of this energy of whatever self-worth or like lacking confidence issues you may have at this time. August 15th, Mars in Gemini is squaring Saturn in Pisces. Okay, so Mars is squaring Saturn. So again, it's kind of like in the beginning of this reading where it's like there is Uranus squaring Venus, and it could potentially turn into something good because it's friction, it's tension, it forces you to do something in your life, whether you want to or not. But on the day of, it's like you'd have to go through you'd have to go through it, and then in order to maybe reap any benefits, okay, later on. So my point is that a square, no matter what, at the end of the day, it's tension, it's conflict, it's an uncomfortable energy. And it's like, let's say you were to like stay home and try to avoid this transit, it doesn't matter, because then it's like you're going to have conflict internally because this energy is not avoidable. It's happening regardless. So Mars squaring Saturn, I look at Mars as the child. I look at it as a youthful energy. Yes, it could be argumentative for sure. It could be fights, but it can also be confidence, being brave, having gusto, having the energy. And it's squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house. So the 8th house is your internal world, the things going on behind your back. And your 11th house is your group of friends. It's the internet. You guys potentially social networking, okay? So it could be about work. It could be about an increase in money. There being conflicts about this. Maybe you were supposed to, you know, make money and then all of a sudden you didn't. And this is because Saturn is withholding something back when it comes to 8th house activity. 8th house activity could be gaining more money through other people. And with the 11th house, that has a very similar energy as well. It could be speaking of like who you make your money from. Where are you getting your money from? Like what kind of people? So it's like you're held back on either taking action for like increasing your money, or you're just holding yourselves back internally from taking action. Okay. So you may be feeling like really positive one moment and you're going to take action, or you did take action, and now it's like you're rethinking it in a sense, and you're like, crap, what did I do? Because Saturn is all about boundaries and holding yourself back. It's about karmic life lessons, and it's happening in Pisces. So it's like you're holding back yourself, I want to say. Or maybe if you have words, you know, that you want to use, and like in an argument, because Mars and Gemini can be definitely cutthroat with their words, you would be holding yourself back when it comes to this. This could also have to do with men, like something happening, I feel like, behind your back when it comes to your group of friends. Because Saturn and Mars are masculine energy traditionally. So it's like I said before, it's either internally, you guys like creating your own boundary with your group of people and not maybe going out, maybe not taking action, or you're like holding yourself back with the things you want to argue about, fight. People could be pissed off maybe at you guys at this time, and you're holding yourselves back. There could definitely be something with this. Yeah. I'm also getting traveling too, seeing Mercury in retrograde in your 1st house. This speaks to traveling. And then you guys have Jupiter. Jupiter talks about traveling to far distance places. So I feel like this could be about that as well, because Mars is the ruler of Aries, and you guys have this in your 9th house with the North Node and Chiron being here. So looking back at this now, Mars squaring Saturn, I feel like there could be fights when it comes to work. Because the way I'm seeing these placements in your house, it can talk about how you guys make your money. So there could be arguments there. There could be difficulties with your actions, making moves, disagreements when it comes to the mental plane, and taking action based off of thoughts and trying to make that a reality. Like disagreements with groups of people at work. Where I'm getting this from is because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, and you guys have this in your 6th house, okay, which talks about work. And I don't remember, because it's been a few days since I last recorded this, so I apologize. But if I didn't already say it, I feel like how this can also play out is your energy. Saturn squaring Mars, like legitimate, fighting authority, definitely. Arguing with either like police officers, or just anybody who has not control over you or power over you, but like who can take away your freedom, I want to say. But getting back to my other point, I feel like another way this can manifest is your health. Ceres is currently in retrograde, and at this point during the month, Mercury will be in retrograde in Virgo, right? And this 6th house traditionally belongs in Virgo, so there's something to this in regards to your body. And for those of you, it's going to manifest thinking of a new way to do better for your health, whether it's a physical regimen. But because Mars talks about physical stamina, physical energy, and it seems to be blocked by it's blocked by something internally going on. So it could be depression, it could be work related things that literally stop you from being able to exercise or eat better. So it's like you're rushing and you don't have time, so you got to pick up something like fast food or just something that doesn't connect with what you had in mind. Yeah, it would be like a hold up with this plan you guys may have had or wanted to manifest for your health. Okay, so August 18th, Mercury in Leo in your 1st house is in retrograde, is squaring Uranus in Taurus in your 10th house. So this to me screams potential arguments, and I feel like I'm already picking up on why is this crooked? It's really bothering me. For some of you, I feel like I'm picking up on something like going on at work. And then for some of you, it's going to be really about how you present yourselves and like getting into feeling yourselves and presenting, yourselves as being this confident person. Okay. So Mercury going into retrograde, I feel like an old argument may come up around this time. I don't feel like I'm not really getting like an outburst. Because the reason I'm saying this is because Uranus talks about something suddenly happening, a disruption, right? But Mercury's in retrograde, so something's slowing down. No, because it's in Leo, I'm sorry. I was thinking, my mind was thinking it was in Virgo for some reason. Because it's in Leo, it's going to be feisty. It's going to be fast, but I feel like it's going to be pre-thought out. What's the word? Premeditated. There we go. Because of a few different reasons. It's taking on the energy of Mercury in Aries because the 1st house traditionally belongs in Aries. So it's fast energy. Despite the fact that it's in retrograde, yeah, it's going to be slowed down a little bit, or it's going to be about something from the past, revisiting something from the past. It will be a topic or a thought about the past. But it's in the energy of Leo, which is still another fire sign, another fire energy, something fast, something passionate. Something that really, like, this energy screams like it believes in its own convictions. Like it really, like Aries energy would be more open than Leo. And I'm sorry to you guys that may not agree with that, but you guys are fixed at the end of the day. And for those of you who don't see it that way, then I would say maybe you have more mutable energy in your chart. Maybe there's something going on there that would make you disagree. But I'm speaking generally, like general energy. And, most of the time, when Leos feel a certain way or think a certain way, this is like, it's very hard to pull them out of that. So the fact that there is a square to Uranus, it's like there would be a misunderstanding or a fight, an argument, or possibly a delay. Do I want to say travel? No, I don't want to say traveling. Yeah, no, a delay. Yeah, it could be a delay with traveling for sure. A square is a karmic lesson. It's a block. It's a holdup. It's basically saying more time is required. And with Uranus, this is intuition. It's downloads from spirit. So I do believe that there's something here that is talking about not being able to fully understand something. And the fact that they're both happening in fixed signs, Taurus and Leo, it's like this would just, it just screams stubbornness. It screams like a brick wall talking to a brick wall. And it's happening in the 10th house, which is talking about authority. So for some of you, this is going to be manifesting with literally authority figures, arguments at work, potentially arguments or disagreements with, you know, I don't want to say, hold on, where is Venus? Venus is in Virgo, 6th house. Yeah, it could be, hold on, where's Scorpio? No, I'm just going to say, it could be, like it could be maybe you guys trying to win a ticket, you know, like not pay a parking ticket, and then it's like you go to court and you lose, you know, and it's like you're revisiting something from the past, and you really thought like this would be something that would be good, or maybe you don't have any expectations, but regardless, it's a block. It's like it wasn't successful. That could be, it could manifest with that. And the reason I think that's something that could manifest for some of you is because it's happening in Taurus. Taurus talks about your wallet, money, so you guys would then have to spend money randomly. And because it belongs traditionally with this 10th house with authority figures, yeah, I think for some of you it could be that. And then how you guys appear to other people, there could be misunderstandings based off the things you guys are communicating, putting out there. What you guys consider to be like your quote unquote genius during this time, I would go slow with that, like, and rethink it before you put anything out there, before you put anything public, because Mercury and Uranus are talking about communication publicly, you know, like whether it's writing something and putting it out there for others to see through print or on the internet, or verbally communicating this. It's talking about being social, okay? So this is really bothering me. I'll let it go. So anyway, let's move on. So August 18th, Sun in Leo, and your first house is conjunct Mercury in Leo in retrograde. So when the Sun and Mercury are conjunct and they're sitting next to each other, I mean, I personally like this energy because I don't know. So I have this natally, and I gotta be honest with you, I feel like no matter how much shit happens in my life, I'm able to bounce back and be positive. Others may not feel that way because I feel like I've been more outspoken lately about the shit that I experience, because I'm trying to push myself to feel more comfortable about like speaking about my emotions in hopes that one day it'll balance itself out and not be so like random. That's my purpose with doing it. So my point to saying this is when Sun conjuncts Mercury, it gives you this feeling of happiness and confidence internally, but also like with yourself. It gives you just confidence in general with your thoughts and the things you think and the things you say. Now that doesn't mean that like you're still gonna feel good about whatever outcome happens, but it just means that like there is a positive feeling here, depending on how your Sun is aspecting, you know, other things, other planets in your chart. It may play out differently for you guys. And I'm talking about the Sun being in Leo. Like, is it squaring your, you know, natal Venus, then you may not feel this 100% what I'm saying. So another way that this manifests is that the fact that Mercury's in retrograde, it's going to be like the sun shining a light in your mind about something from the past. So Mercury conjunct the sun is like a very bright mind. And it doesn't mean that like you would necessarily be like the smartest person in the world or very articulate, because Mercury is about communication. It just means that you're definitely, I don't know how else to say it, you're not stupid. Because, you know, think about your mind and your thoughts, and I feel like not everybody is in touch with that. Some people just literally jump on the bandwagon. A lot of people don't think for themselves. A lot of people are afraid to think for themselves and speak out loud, in fear of knowing on some type of level like what will happen if they speak their own truth, or like if they stand out. Because, you know, there is something to that, but there's also positive things to that. So the sun is like a very popular energy, and when it's conjunct Mercury, there's like something very happy and positive and popular at the same time going on with the things you're saying. It's like people can vibe with it. So I think since this is happening in your first house, you guys may be really like helping people out there either feel good about themselves, or it's like they're just I want to say magnetized by you guys, because it's like your words are just so like, it screams, I want to say I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but just like very, it's a popular scene energy. You got the sun in your first house, but the fact that it's in retrograde, I feel like you would be speaking about things from the past. It could be things regarding childhood. You may be acting very childlike, and that could manifest in either a positive way or a negative way. You may be laughing a lot more during this time. I think I can't think of anyone in particular that I know that has Mercury and Leo, but I feel like because Mercury's in the first house, and this traditionally belongs in Aries, belongs to Aries, and Mercury's here, it's like this would take on some type of energy of being funny. And just basically people would gravitate to you at this time. You're going to see that. What else did I want to say? Is there anything else I wanted to add to that? Yeah, I think you guys would just want to talk a lot about yourselves too. That's also another one. Okay, anyway. What else? That same day, Venus in Virgo in your second house, it's in your second house, is squaring Jupiter in Gemini in your 11th house. Okay. So there's a square going on between Venus and Jupiter in your second 11th house. So for some of you, this is definitely going to be talking about money. You guys went above and beyond. You guys really had a big head during this time. And big head, I mean big eyes, you know what I mean? Like your eyes were bigger than your wallet, because I feel like when Venus is talking to Jupiter in not a positive way, it's like you still went too big when you didn't have enough to begin with. So it's like you're going, your energy's too thin now. But Jupiter loves to gaslight everybody. That's its problem. So Venus being in your second house, which is your wallet, your money, the things you value. For those of you where this is going to be talking about your money, I would say around this time, you guys may be spending money more so on yourselves. Things you wanted to purchase from the past, you may be actually purchasing. So things that were on your mind from, I'm not too sure. I'm not going to look that too deeply into this reading to give you a time frame, but there would have been something from the past that you would have wanted to buy that you held off on, and now I feel like you overdid it, or you just, whatever it was, you spent too much money. And it's like maybe you ran out of patience, because it's Leo energy, Mercury in retrograde with being in Leo. I also see this as being like short fused. So yeah, I think Venus squaring Jupiter is basically you spending more money than you have, because the 11th house can connect with your money as well, like where your money is coming from, like who your money is connected to and how you get it, like the type of people that give you money. So I feel like there's something here, because Jupiter is in Gemini. You guys may have spent money maybe for traveling, either traveling for work or traveling with friends, because it's Jupiter's in Gemini, and Jupiter energy in general speaks about traveling. I'm just thinking, give me a second. It could also be spending money on something to do with your body. The reason I'm saying this is because Jupiter traditionally belongs in the 9th house in Sagittarius, and you guys have Aries here instead, right? So Aries traditionally talks about the body, and you guys have the North Node here, and you guys also have Chiron in retrograde, which is talking about your wound. So there's something about feeling extremely passionate, Aries, towards expanding upon something. I'm going to say this is definitely manifesting in regards to a belief system or traveling for you guys, or learning at this time. And it would be about the things you guys want to learn, or the places you guys want to travel to, or the belief system you guys want to believe in at this time. And you guys would experience arguments either on the internet or with your groups of people regarding this. However, I feel like it's like you're putting too much, for some of you, you're putting too much into this. So maybe the money you're spending for school, the money you're spending for maybe, I don't know, whatever beliefs you guys have, and maybe you're part of some type of, I don't know, that asks for money. I have no idea. But Jupiter in Gemini also, like, it screams teacher energy. It screams like learning energy, and talking a lot of thoughts. So it's like you're expanding upon something to the point where you're exhausted, and you guys literally have no energy, and maybe you're willing to spend money on your health or something like this. Venus and Virgo. Venus and Virgo is considered to be a detriment. Like, yeah, I get it, because it's considered to be a detriment because you don't want to be with somebody who points out your flaws or who's constantly trying to fix you, right? But Virgo energy is really just trying to help at the end of the day. And how that actually ends up manifesting just depends where they're at in their soul's evolution. So, yeah, I think that's also why it's misunderstood. So nothing, I just want to be clear, like, nothing is a detriment. Literally, nothing is a detriment. Everything is purposeful. And I really hope everybody understands that and can see why that nothing is a detriment and why everything ends up working out. So yeah, Venus squaring Jupiter when it comes to money. Okay, enough. I'm rambling with that. What else? If it's not money, what else could it be? The things you guys value, you're definitely overdoing it, and you're, why can't I get the phrase right now? Your energy, you're wearing yourself thin. You're wearing yourself out. because that's what Jupiter in Gemini does. It's like it's an overload on information internally, and you're so exhausted, and most people don't even realize it, that's why they're exhausted, that they don't end up doing anything or much of all the thoughts and ideas or research that they learned about, and they don't do shit with it. So that could be like, quote unquote, the detriment and the square at the same time, because the square is tension, it's friction. Something is not manifesting as you wanted it to, or it should have. Although it's intentional. It's a life lesson that's going on here with the 2nd and the 11th house. So that's another thing too, because the 11th house speaks of your group of friends. It speaks of the internet. It speaks of social networking. You guys may be also just seeing everybody's flaws at this time. All the flaws and the things you guys thought you valued. And it's just like really going big at this time. So that may not make you feel good. What else? Let's move on. August 19th, Jupiter in Gemini in your 11th house is squaring Saturn in Pisces in your 8th house. So this is interesting because Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces, and then it later becomes Neptune. So I believe original rulers still hold true, because it's just how I see it play out. So that's how I'm gonna do this. So and I feel like if you pay attention to Sagittarius energy, it's very similar to Pisces energy, and vice versa. There's something that they're doing about manifesting, and what's on the other side, whether they're connected to it or not, it doesn't matter. It's like they're following their instincts on something, and that's Pisces. So Jupiter in Gemini in the 11th house is getting blocked when it comes to boundaries, restrictions. So I feel like there's going to be either arguments, there's going to be the feeling of like needing to hold yourself back. It could be because you've gone too big when it comes to expanding upon your group of friends, like putting too much energy, learning too much about something when it comes to other people, and now you feel drained. And now it's like you're catching up with this, whether you actually realize it or not. It's just like your body needs to like pause. And I feel like this is an energy where it's like the Jupiter needs to be put on pause, and it cannot expand at this time. And it's like your body will not allow it. That's at least how I'm reading this, like one way of looking at it with Jupiter squaring Saturn. I see Jupiter, it's funny because I see these both as two different types of, it's like Jupiter is a teacher and Saturn is structure. And I almost want to say Saturn's a teacher, but it's more like just a very strict energy, a harsher energy, the energy that we need in our life, but we don't really want, but we need it. So it's like Saturn is stopping the excessiveness because it's too much. There's something here that's going on with your health in the month of August, and I don't mean that literally. I just mean like I feel like there's like a mental drain going on. And that's what Gemini energy can do, especially when you have Jupiter in Gemini, because again, whatever Jupiter touches, it expands upon. So it's a lot with Gemini. August 19th, Venus in Virgo in your 2nd house is in opposition to Saturn in Pisces. So oppositions work well together, but it's still not a comfortable energy, because it's they're not vibing. They're not vibing. They're not neighbors, and they're not cool neighbors. They're like it's like picture living on one side of the block and then somebody lives on the other side of the block, and you know that you need that person to get the job done. Whatever this job is, I don't know. But this is what's going on August 19th with Venus opposition Saturn. I'm going to say because it's talking to your second house, which is your money, your wallet, the things you value, and your 8th house, which is talking about your internal world, but also when you invest in something with others. It's probably talking about money because Venus is involved, and so is Virgo. Virgo is literally work. It's 6th house energy, despite the fact that you guys have it in your second house. I don't care. I'm going to say this is connected to work. There is, I feel like with Saturn, your 8th house, you guys probably have felt slowed down. I feel like this is literally probably a pull on you guys internally. Like, you guys may want to do things, but you don't have the energy to do things. I wonder if anybody resonates with that. You know, like, let me know, because nobody ever does. So, Venus opposition Saturn. What's another way I want to put this? Because, I mean, what is a way I want to put this? Because I still haven't gotten to it. Picture, like, knowing that you have to start going on a budget with your money, but you really enjoy going out to eat, and you don't enjoy cooking, or you just don't have the energy to cook because you guys have Saturn in your 8th house. But with Venus and Virgo, you guys actually may enjoy these things during this transit, but you just don't have the energy. So it's like when Saturn is in opposition to Venus, there's like this conversation between the two where Saturn's like, listen, Venus, we want the same thing, but we got to work together in order to get it. We both like money. We both want to spend money, but in order to spend money, we need to have the money, right? So in order to have the money, we need to hold on to it for a little bit and come up with some type of plan in order to increase our money, or just like to come up with some type of plan in order to save, or, you know, have a budget, something where there is stability involved, because Venus and Saturn talking to each other, either in a positive way or a way that can be positive, speaks of stability and long lasting, something worth investing into. And it's like you guys will see this around August 19th when it comes to, I feel like your health. I feel like there's going to be something you're going to see when it comes to maybe what type of job is best for you at this time in your life, because you're noticing something possibly being a detriment to your health, because you guys have Ceres in retrograde in your 6th house, which is talking about your everyday regimen. It's talking about work. And what you guys do every single day, from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to sleep. And it's in Capricorn, which is talking about your career, your legacy, how you appear to the world. I know it's in your 6th house, but this is the energy it's taking on. And the fact that you guys have Uranus currently in your 10th house, it's like there is some type of shakeup that you guys have been experiencing the last few years when it comes to how you make your money. How do you guys appear? And it really connects with like stability with your money, and also potentially for some of you, stability with like who you guys are as a person. Like being grounded and how you got, like what you guys are seen for. So yeah, I do think that for some of you, it's going to be talking about trying to get it together with work and coming up with some type of plan, so this way you guys can feel healthier. For some of you, this will be talking about what you guys value when it comes to what you guys are willing to invest into with your everyday regimen in order to be healthier, okay? And then for some of you, I could see this talking about relationships, The reason I think it's possible is because your 8th house can speak of sex, right? It's one way of looking at it. And you guys have Saturn there right now, which talks about commitment and boundaries, okay? And you have it in Pisces, which is like a dream-like energy, but also like a wish-washy type of energy as well, especially more so because you literally have the ruler, Neptune, being there in the 8th house. But because Saturn is there as well, it's like you can make something literally manifest during this transit while these 2 planets are in this house. When it comes to something that is not literally tangible just yet, but you can make it tangible. And with Virgo, I think of sex. I do. A lot of people, I feel like, don't talk about this. They're always talking about how, like, they talk about like the religious version of, not the religious, like the clean version of Virgo. But what about the dirty version of Virgo? Like, nobody ever talks about this. Like, and I don't know why. These are dirty birdies. And I love Virgos, but it is what it is. So I feel like with Venus and Virgo, yeah, it would either manifest as trying to like save yourself and not give in to temptation because of that quote unquote like archetype of Virgin Mary. And I'm not saying that this is what you guys are thinking, like, please do not take me literally. I'm trying to give you an energy here. Or it's like you guys would do the opposite. You would be feeling super sexual at this time. It could be potentially healing, and you may be thinking about this. You may be trying to rethink like how to make sex healing. But like making this into some type of relationship is what I'm getting. Yeah, because Venus is the ruler of Libra and Taurus. So there's a shakeup right now with this. And you guys have the South Node and Juno, soulmate energy in Libra in your 3rd house. And you guys also have Jupiter here right now and Mars. So it's like you guys are taking action upon this and expanding upon this when it comes to your thoughts, when it comes to learning, when it comes to communicating about this. All right, August 19th. Full moon in Aquarius. Where's Aquarius? Right here. What did I just say? Your 7th house, full moon. What is illuminated for you guys at this time? So with full moons, I do not think that, and I think everybody has different experiences with new moons and full moons. I want to be clear, and it would be because of whatever's going on in your natal chart, okay? Me personally, I do not always see full moons as things being illuminated. I see some full moons being partially illuminated, and to me that makes sense, because if you think about what a full moon is, are you really seeing the moon, right? And isn't this what we're doing with these planets? And I know a moon isn't a planet, but I'm just saying, like, what is that? It's not, it's kind of an illusion if you think about it. It's the reflection. It's the reflection of the light, isn't it? So I think that you wouldn't see things fully, but something would be illuminated when it comes to 7th house things. And it's going to connect with the past, and it's going to connect with soulmate energy. I think you guys are going to be revisiting what works for you guys in relationships. And it has something to do with changing how you guys appear. And wait, I lost it. I'm sorry. I was thinking of another thought, and I was like, how do I word that? Damn it. How you guys appear, but also, oh, friends. That's what I was going to say. Friendships. Like, what would be illuminated is during this time, what is it? Where'd it go? Okay, so around August 19th, I think what would be illuminated for you guys is, for some of you, it's going to be business partnerships. It's got to be for some of you, because 7th house can also be legal business partnerships. And you guys have the ruler of Aquarius in your 10th house. You also have the original ruler, which is Saturn, in your 8th house. This connects to investing money, like with another person. So you guys make money through another person. Maybe others would disagree. I don't think it's just your wife or your husband. Like, I don't think it's just intimate partners. So yeah, I just don't. What else? With the full moon, what else is going to be illuminated? Something to do with work. And I think because Pluto's here, in your 4th house is where you guys have Scorpio. Pluto's the ruler of Scorpio, right? And Pallas Athena right now is in your 4th house, which is talking about a strategy. Your strategy would be connected to, in my opinion, Mercury, because the strategy would be connected to your thoughts. And your thoughts are on yourself at this time. You guys want to succeed in something. You guys want to be seen. You want to feel confident. You may want to show something that you've succeeded in, okay? I'm getting 6 of Wands in Tarot. Oh, and that's so funny I said that, because I was just about to go here with Jupiter. With Jupiter being in your 11th house, traditionally that 11th house belongs to Aquarius, right? So in Tarot with 6 of Wands, I believe that's Jupiter in Leo energy, which is just talking about, in my opinion, a lot of ego. So a lot of you may experience this during this time, and that would make sense to me because it's your season, right? Like Sun, Moon, Rising Leos, like, and it's Leo season. So this is going to be amplified for some of you. It depends what's going on in your chart. But something would be changing and transforming definitely when it comes to the home life. Mars is the original ruler of Scorpio, so there's something about communicating. That's what I was trying to say before. So you guys have Libra in your 3rd house, which traditionally belongs to Gemini. So in my opinion, these two are connected. And you literally have the rulers, Venus rules Libra and Mercury rules Gemini, in your 2nd house and your 1st house. So there is like going back to an old idea about what it is you guys value when it comes to, for some of you, relationships, things that like you guys consider to be healthy, I want to say, because it would connect back to your everyday regimen, because also it's going to affect like how you guys appear. So your everyday regimen is going to affect your everyday living. And then for some of you, this is talking about, like I said, that business partner or investing with somebody with something for work. So there are thoughts when it comes to how many people are involved. There may be disagreements or arguments about this, and being very detail oriented where your money is going with this. And the same thing applies for, if it's not money, then it would be a relationship, like being very detail oriented, but I almost want to say focusing on yourself once Mercury goes back into Leo, okay? So it's so weird, because I feel like when Mercury in retrograde is in Virgo, there's like, this is a nice Mercury retrograde. But then once Mercury goes retrograde in Leo, it's a bit more feistier, a little bit more faster, and a little more selfish. There's something about being freedom oriented too going on here. The reason I'm saying this is because the 5th house traditionally belongs to Leo, and you guys have Sagittarius here. The ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter, and you guys have this going on in your 11th house. So there's something about this freedom 7th house energy, which I know is nothing new because Aquarius energy, you know, talks about being free. It's a freedom-oriented energy. So, but something is changing here. Something is transforming here. So what's changing here, there's like some type of breakthrough with something fixed and very stubborn. With like how you guys appear in relationships and also publicly is changing at this time. That's why your South Node, this is also what your South Node is doing in your 3rd house. And this connects with past life people. I just feel like there's something very karmic going on at this time, with Saturn being in your 8th house, Pluto in your 7th, and then the South Node being in your 3rd. It's like a shakeup internally. It's a shakeup with your group of friends and a shakeup in relationships. It's not just like a shakeup in one thing, like one big area in your life. Okay. August 19th, Sun in Leo in your 1st house is squaring Uranus in Taurus. So the Sun and Uranus, they're both 2 loud energies, and they're squaring one another. So, Kyla? Sorry. Okay, so I feel like there's going to be a shakeup with how you guys, again, appear. Because the 1st house is literally you guys, your body. The second you walk into a room and people are looking at you, this is that, okay? And there's a light shining on this right now. And the 10th house speaks of this as well. Like, how do people know you? Like, what do they know you for? What are you seen as? There's a shakeup here. So Sun squaring Uranus, there is some type of block when it comes to being able to express yourself. And it's connecting back to, for some of you, it's going to be talking about relationships. And then for others, it's going to be talking about your group of friends, and then others is going to be talking about work. So the Sun is the ruler of Leo, and this traditionally belongs to the 5th house, but you guys have this in Sagittarius. So I'm going to look at the ruler of Sagittarius, and it's in Jupiter. Jupiter's currently in your 11th house in Gemini. So this is expanding upon friends, your local group of friends, but also people you guys know on the internet. You guys may be trying a social network at this time, whatever it is. And since the original ruler of the 11th house is Uranus, this is connected to how you guys appear at work, or just in general to the world, how people see you. Something is happening in regards to how you guys appear, and it's going to connect to relationships for some of you, because 5th house speaks of romance. And Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, which is your 7th house, which speaks of romance, relationships. This is serious commitment, and this is having fun. And it's not to say that the 5th house doesn't lead to the 7th house. I'm just saying that there's definitely different storylines for different sun, moon, rising Leos out there. So there's a shakeup when it comes to, for some of you, your wallet. Because we have Mercury in retrograde in your 1st house. The ruler of Mercury is going to be Gemini, and it's going to be Virgo. You guys have this in your 2nd house, which is your wallet. And then your 11th house is going to be the internet or social networking, your group of friends. So the things you guys are saying, the thoughts you're having, the thoughts you're having that consist of revisiting an old idea, it's like this may shake up your stability, or it could be a thought that you're having that shakes up like your, like, whatever makes you feel grounded. So, and it would connect with how you guys make your money, which obviously is talking about work. So yeah, August 22nd, Sun enters Virgo in your second house. So for some of you, there's going to be a big emphasis on paying attention to your job, how you guys make your money. Are you guys making enough money? Should you be making more money? Are you happy at work? Do you value what it is you do? You guys are going to be super, super, like, on it. Wherever the sun is, it's like, picture somebody turning on the light in a dark room, okay? And it's going to be with Venus. Venus is talking about the things you love. Venus talks about your money. It talks about all things comfortable and beautiful. And it's in Virgo. Virgo sees everything good and bad, and it wants to fix anything that isn't right. So there's going to be something going on, either about you guys that you feel isn't right, and you want to revisit this and try to make it right. You may be willing to spend money on it. You guys may really be talking about yourselves at this time, the things you guys value. You guys may be talking about yourselves at work, or about yourselves regarding work. And I would say that you guys would know how to make money. So if you want to make more money during this time, or you have some type of epiphany regarding how you make your money, the second sun enters your second house, I would say that's the time to start writing down your ideas. And I think those things, whatever you come up with, could potentially manifest and unfold the second Mercury goes direct. August 22nd, Venus in Virgo in your second house is squaring Mars in Gemini. So Venus and Mars are squaring each other. They're not getting along, and it's the second house and the 11th house. So there's some type of argument when it comes to either your money. It could be talking about money. You could be trying to get a pay raise at this time, and you may not agree with maybe the money that they agreed to give you or not give you, or this could be a conflict within yourself about, you know, something you want to communicate. What else is this? This is Venus squaring Mars. I also just see this as getting into fights with people you know, getting into fights with people close to you, like your friends. And I feel like it would be a very, like, verbal argument because it's happening in Germany. It's happening in Germany, guys. Good morning. So anyway, Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and Virgo. So I just feel like it would be very, Mars and Gemini is a very cutthroat energy, as I keep saying. And Venus in Virgo is just very critical. It can be very critical. Let me correct myself. It can be very critical. So I just think that both signs are very detail oriented as well. Gemini energy is too fast at times if it's amped up, so it doesn't get all those details out. It doesn't have the patience, but they're both mutable signs. So I think that whatever this is, it wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world. Like, it could resolve itself ultimately. Let me see. Venus is the ruler of, your third house and 10th house. So yeah, how you guys appear would be seen a little bit differently during this time. And it would consist of disharmony and arguments. Yes, definitely. I want to stick with that. Whereas Aries, Mars is the ruler of Aries. So this may be happening when you guys are traveling, because this is in your 9th house, or this could be happening on the internet if you guys are taking some type of remote class, because ninth house is, you know, higher education system. This could be, oh God, Kyle, please stop. Please stop. Stop. Look at me. I swear, I feel like he just smiles. And then he's like, yeah, okay, I'll think about it. So anyway, so yeah, that's how I believe those things can manifest for you guys. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add to that. No. August 23rd, Mercury in Leo in your first house in retrograde is sextiling Mars in Gemini in your 11th house. So, okay, so a sextile, this is an energy that you have to put work into. So I feel like this is, what did I just say? I said both energies are mutable, Virgo and Gemini. So I feel like whatever this energy ends up manifesting, the square, whether it's just internal tension, because with a square, you're going to feel it regardless. Even if you try to avoid it and you just stay home, you're gonna feel the square. There's no way to avoid a square. So with Mercury being in your first house in retrograde, sextile Mars in Gemini, I see this as a talking energy and taking action, taking initiative when it comes to like being direct. Because I feel like with Mercury and Leo, this is passionate energy, but it can also be energy about yourselves, energy you want to communicate about yourself to a group of people, or people you know. And it's like, despite the fact that it's Mars, it's like talking about, it's a learning energy. So it's like explaining yourself, and it's like explaining information about yourself to a group of people. And because Mars is involved, there's like some type of leadership with this. And because Mercury's in Leo, yeah, I would say it's like the all-star, taking the lead. I'm getting like, I want to say Emperor vibes. August 24th, Vesta enters Virgo. So Vesta, oh, I didn't even have that before, whatever. Vesta is that flame, that like that passionate flame that we all have that just never goes out. What the fuck is that? Oh my God, sorry. I saw something in the mirror on my shoulder. I'm like, what is that? I don't know what it is. Anyway. So Vesta, there is like this flame, this passion within you guys when it comes to the things you guys value. And because Mercury rules Virgo, I'm going to say that, like, what do you guys value about yourselves? I feel like that's another way all this second house stuff could be playing out for you guys, because the ruler of Virgo is going to be in your first house about yourself. There's like a redo. So what are you guys passionate about? What is it that you guys want to do? How do you guys want to make money? How do you guys want to do relationships? How do you guys want to express yourself? How do you guys want confidence? Like all of this, there's like some type of rethinking. August 26th, Ceres goes direct in Capricorn in your 6th house. So Ceres is in your 6th house, and majority of the whole month it's in retrograde. So there's trouble with healing, nurturing yourself, doing what like would work for your soul when it comes to nurturing. But once it goes direct, you guys will be able to be more, I feel like, productive if you've been having difficulty, especially once Mercury hits retrograde in your first house. There's probably a slowdown as well. I didn't even think of that. Despite the sun being there, there's probably some type of slowdown when it comes to your energy, especially since Chiron is in retrograde in Aries. And like I said, it probably connects to Jupiter and Mars being in Gemini. It's a lot of energy that gets drained out of you. So yeah, and you know, another way to look at this is that, like, what are we all doing in the summertime? Usually we're all pretty active, right? We're all pretty social. So you guys may be more active than usual. You guys may be more social than usual. That's another way to look at this energy, because it's in Gemini, which is your group of friends, but also it's in the 11th house. So it's like you guys are really expanding upon this 11th house energy, which is talking about your group of friends. So what would be healing? Like, there's something about your regimen, getting back to it with your body, or this is talking about getting back to it when it comes to work, and like healing yourself when it comes to like making, I'm gonna say it again, like believing in your dreams for work. The reason I'm saying this is because the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn, and it's in your 8th house. Your 8th house can be looked at as your internal world, or, you know, the things going on behind your back, or intimate relationships, things of that nature. But the fact that you guys have Capricorn in 6th house, which talks about your health, how you take care of your body, your everyday regimen, and work, there's something that can be very healing for you guys and your soul at this time. And it connects to Saturn being in Pisces in your 8th house. So this to me talks about, like, since it's your internal world, like having more structure when it comes to meditation, because we're talking about Pisces. So there's something about incorporating like peace, being dreamlike, and adding magic to your world, your everyday regimen, but with structure. There's a difference. Yeah, is that it? We got more? Oh my God, there's more. There's more. Wow. Okay, August 27th, we got Venus and Virgo in the 2nd house. It's trining Uranus and Taurus in your 2nd house. So this is easy flowing energy. This comes easy to you. It's either being given to you, or it just comes so natural you don't even notice it. Okay, so with Venus trining Uranus, this is literally, I'm gonna say this, with the 2nd and the 10th house, it's gonna be either money for some of you, like a random check, or like finding, I don't know, change on the sidewalk, or maybe getting Venus trine Uranus. It's like getting that download from spirit, whether you realize it, like, oh, spirit's telling me to do this. Like, no, I'm not saying that at all. It's just all of a sudden you would feel this energy. I'm seeing a door, like opening a door, and before I saw the door, I was seeing what looked like cells, like what do you call this? I've seen this in an anatomy book before, where it looks like hold on. Not enzymes, I don't know, but I'm seeing this like internally in your body, and then I see, because of this, like going down into you. I don't know, there's just something internally, like there's a nice energy that makes you feel grounded enough to open a door that maybe you would normally feel like you don't have access to. Maybe it's something you would normally feel like you don't belong in. And the reason I'm saying all this is because Venus is the ruler of Taurus. The original Venus is the ruler of Taurus, and it's in your second house right now. But you have Uranus here in Taurus in your 10th house. So it's like that still holds true to that 10th house energy where there is something stern going on. There is something that maybe you may feel like you need permission for, or that you're not of equal value to. And it's like you may have this, not epiphany, but almost like this beautiful feeling that like you are worthy of something. And maybe this is the door to, like, I don't know, asking the boss for a raise because Venus is involved. I don't know. But when I look at your 6th house, which traditionally belongs to Virgo, there's something healing going on here. So is this enzymes? I don't know. I don't know. DNA? I have no idea. Okay, I'll let it go. August 28th, Venus in Virgo in opposition to Neptune in Pisces. So again, oppositions work well together. We have your 2nd house and your 8th house, and there is Venus in Virgo, and there is Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. Now, when Neptune's in retrograde, this is a very intuitive energy. It is slowed down, so you're able to catch things. You're able to catch how you feel, or you're able to see more clearly things that maybe you guys would have more difficulty feeling or seeing. So when Venus and Neptune are talking nicely to each other in general, I think of this as, yes, it's a daydream energy, but it's something that you can make a reality. And I don't think that it doesn't mean it's not based off of reality. I just don't. Then that would take away the whole point of Neptune. We always make things a reality based off of Neptune to begin with. So just because it's talking to Venus, it doesn't always mean, is it real? Like, it doesn't mean it's not real. You just need to pay attention a little bit more so. That's all. So the fact that it's in opposition, I feel like the way I take this is that this is better that they're not next to each other, because they're not totally vibing, they're not totally getting along, so you can't get persuaded with an energy that you like, and it's like then you don't see all the red flags or the bad things. Instead, it's like it's away from you, so you get to see it. And because Venus is in Virgo, it's more critical, it's more judgmental, and it's more observant this way. And Neptune being in retrograde, it's more observant as well. So these two planets can see each other, in my opinion, more clearly. So I think these two can come together. It would just be harder for Venus being in Virgo, because it's like the things you guys value, you would have to change something about this. You'd have to compromise something about this when it comes to the things you want to make a reality. There's something you guys want to make happen, but it's not going to be perfect. That's what I want to tell you guys. You guys may have an idea in your head as to what you want, and it's too Virgo, it's too flawless, and flawless doesn't exist. And I'll remind you by asking you guys, are you flawless? And you're not. And I know that just hurts so many lions out there from my sun, moon, rising Leos, but you know, yeah. So as long as you guys can compromise, because that's what opposition energy does, then I think you'll be able to pull through and make something happen for yourselves, because there's something you're daydreaming about, there's something you're intuitively in touch with when it comes to what's going on behind your back, and internally you feel. Let's see, what else? Mercury goes direct in Leo on August 28th. So yeah, I think whatever you guys see and realize that you need to compromise on, and for some of you, it's gonna be talking about a job. Like, okay, you can't get that, you can't become the owner, but you can become, you know, I don't know, the supervisor, whatever's, I have no idea. But because it's like you were dreaming too big, you got to become more realistic. For those of you, when it's talking about dating, it's like, okay, you're looking for something that is way too perfect. Can you compromise when it comes to the dream? So once Mercury goes direct, I think your thoughts are going to be much more clear. Your communication pattern is going to be much more clear. And you'll be able to expand upon this, whatever this may be at that time. August 29th, Venus enters Libra. So yeah, I do think whatever you guys end up seeing and accepting or not accepting, understanding, not understanding, it's like Venus in Libra, for some of you, it's going to make sense because it's like you guys will be able to meet people halfway. And I feel like this is what Libra energy is all about. It is about compromise. It's about understanding that it's understanding how relationships work, and that there should be nothing about a relationship that screams like selfish energy or one-sided energy. There may be a little bit difficulty with this because Mercury is still in Leo. So your thoughts and your communication pattern are still going to be about yourself and what it is you guys want. Especially more so because it's in the first house, Aries. But I think you guys are encouraged to learn about Aries energy at this time and expand upon that. I think that's also something you guys are learning about, what it is you guys want. And you guys are then able to bring this energy out when it comes to other people, whether it's business partnerships or relationships. August 29th, Venus in Libra is trining Pluto in Aquarius. So Venus in Libra in your third house is trining Pluto in Aquarius in your seventh house. Now, Libra traditionally belongs to the seventh house. So this to me is talking about something transformative happening around this time when it comes to relationships. It's talking about when Pluto's talking to Venus, it's very intense and it's very magnetizing. It's like a very obsessive energy. Like think of two magnets, like whether you want the magnet or not, it's fucking there, you know? So, but it's trining. So I don't feel like this is like against your will. I don't think this is like, I just can't leave him, you know, like I don't think this is like a negative toxic Venus and Pluto energy. I think this is like being open-minded because Pluto's in Aquarius. And I say that more so because Uranus is in Taurus, so something is changing when it comes to your values and the things you guys want in your life and to be seen, and it connects to relationships. So I feel like you guys are willing to be more, whether it's diplomatic or just harmonious and not so fixed, because Leo is a fixed sign, right? And so is Pluto, and so is Aquarius. The only not fixed energy is Libra. Libra is a cardinal energy. It gets things going. It starts things. So Venus is in Libra. So I do think around this time you guys can expect if not action, then I'm gonna say your mind, if not action or conversations with another about relationships, then I'm going to say your thoughts are going to start transforming about relationships at this time, if it hasn't already. It's like, I think you guys are going to have this for the next, 20, 30 years with Pluto in your 7th house. So it's going to be like this. It's like each time your mind shifts about something regarding business partnerships or romantic relationships, it's going to keep doing this. And it's, the whole point is to get you guys to think differently and change this part for you guys in your need. What am I trying to say? In this house placement, it's trying to change this energy for you. But I feel like this is a nice transit, what's going on here. Something is happening for you guys when it comes to being more open. But it comes after like some type of bumpiness, I feel like, in August. So yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to add to this. Nope, that's it. All right, bye guys.